But they're red.
All right, everybody, we'll start with an opening statement, and then we will take questions. Raise your hand, and we will get a mic to you.
Really proud of the way our team responded to overcome a lot of adversity down the stretch of the game and the end of the season to send our seniors out on a really historical day a little bit. I mean, there's some history involved. First 10 wins. I think it's the most in a 2-year span. I think we're going to finish tied in the third place, which is the highest finish in SEC history. We'll probably lose some tiebreakers the way it's looking, maybe slide to as low as a 5 seed, but I don't care. I'm proud of the kids. Really played hard at times and played well in stretches.
LSU being so physical, I mean, you feel like that you're able to still be able to drive and kick and execute that pretty well since they were really running you off the three-point line.
To only turn it over 9 times against those guys is remarkable. As many times they get their hands around things, and we couldn't turn it over because we knew it was going to be just an absolute war trying to keep them off the boards. So we couldn't let the possession game change in that direction, that they were out rebounding us and turning us over. And we were a little shaky early, but boy, we really settled in there. I thought Michaela and IT together again, tag teaming, really put a lot of pressure on their guards. And then I thought the job that Taylor and Kiera did running the floor is a large part of the reason that Faustine goes 0 for 6 from the free throw line. She had to run the entire game. That kid played 32 minutes. She played 19 in the first half. So there was some compounding effect. And then we made some timely plays. 6 for 13 is really hard to do against those guys. Really hard to do. It's hard to get any, much less make 6.
Mike, you came out with about 5 minutes before the second half, I say, and some of the players were shooting threes. Is that a usual procedure?
I usually come out earlier than that, but I got stuck in the back there talking. We got a little bit of a late start. I usually come out with 7 or 8. I try to do a little early scouting on those 4th and 5th grade teams the best I can. So take advantage of that. But, Grant, we really normally don't have a lot to say at halftime. And they're talking before we get in there. This time of the year, you hope that you've turned your team over to the team, and they were fixing it going down the tunnel. I mean, there just wasn't a whole lot to say. And they want to get back out there. They've got a little bit of a routine. But, yeah, that's something we've been doing now for a couple of years.
Coach, kind of touch on those 2 technical fouls in the third quarter and how the team just stayed poised and didn't let them take advantage of that.
Yeah, the team. I'm glad you put it that way. The team stayed poised. I was about to come out of my coat and everything. I thought it was, again, we've turned this over to the team. They calmed me down, got me refocused, and built the lead back. And that just, we got you. I hated to get the one. And I wasn't – sometimes I've tried to get one. I was not trying to get that one. It's unfortunate. Can't let that happen in a big game. But it was just so emotional. We had a lot on the line, and I'm okay with a little bit of fire like that. It was nothing unsporting-like. It was nothing derogatory. So if we're going to get, technicals for that, that's understandable. Not necessarily acceptable, but understandable.
Have you ever gotten a tee after a made shot before?
Yeah. I cost us the ball one time earlier this year. We made one, and it's a season of firsts, Grant. But, no, I've done that one before. If it involves a technical, just assume I've probably done it. That's a pretty good assumption that I've got. I got one 19 seconds into a game one time, so that's my record for that.
I'll also ask the players the same question. How hard was it for you to enjoy the last game of the regular season with it being so close and kind of take it all in?
It's enjoyable. I mean, regardless of the result, just the way we prepared. I've been sick the last couple of days, so, I watched practice yesterday from as high up in the gym as I could get, and their energy was as good as it's been. Coach Todd's been running practice an awful lot throughout the last 2 years anyway, so it's not uncommon for me to not be down there. But I thought their energy level was really high. I thought we carried it over to large portions of this game. But with so much on the line, the potential of the seeds, still talking about the NCAA tournaments, all those different things. It's hard to come out and perform, and they did it. That's really, really hard for them to continue to do.
You mentioned it in your opening statement, but the job this team has done to get to this point, to finish tied for third, you're going to be the 5 seed in the tournament. Just kind of the job you've done down the stretch with some big wins to get to that point.
You win these games in October, November, and December. You don't win them necessarily in March. It's why you play. But these were all because the way they worked out, the way they got themselves in shape without having to kill their bodies. Our kids still want to show up for practice. They're excited for practice. They have their legs in the game. So I think that's a benefit, what our strength and conditioning coaches and our athletic trainers do over the course of the year, that compounding effect to be able to be at our best here in March. And we lost 2 games. We lost at Florida and we lost to Mississippi State, but we played okay. So we're starting to really, I think, play well. When that calendar flips over to March this year with the extra day, you hope that your team is theirs. We've turned it over to them, and hopefully we'll continue to play as well as we have been, regardless of who we play. I looked at the bracket, and if I'm eyeballing it, I think it's the winner of Ole Miss and Vanderbilt. But y'all will need to wait to see what happens with Tennessee because it was in the last minute. If they win, we're in a 4-way tie. If they lose, then it gets crazy. So, Nate? Nate's got one.
Just for Dungy, since she was struggling at the free throw line, just kind of how big for those free throws for you and for her and the team?
I think for her, just to see it go in has that endorphin release. It's a good thing. And she wants to make them more than anybody. Y'all can see it on her face. You can hear it in the crowd. You can see it on her face. And for us to be able to win, she'll be in there shooting. She's been coming in the gym more these last 2 weeks than she has the 2 years she's been on campus. So don't worry about that kid. She's going to shoot her way out of it. And I still tell you, although Lex has been shooting it really good at the foul line, as has Michaela and Amber, you still expect her to make it when she gets up there.
Defense, block shots, assists. Wasn't that a pretty good floor game today?
I've said it all year long. I said it to the SEC network when they came in to do the pregame talks. Chelsea's had a better conference season than she had last year. And nobody's going to agree with me on that. But impactful-wise and the things that she's done, people are talking, and they're still thinking back to that 4-day run down in Greenville. Chelsea's season has been remarkable by standards that we all hope to be held to at some point in time. But a lot of people, and listen, you can't avoid social media these days. And it started to get to her a little bit. She's a human being. She's still a kid as much as we've seen her grow up. And I'm just proud about the way she's handled it. She hasn't gotten down on herself. She hadn't got down on her teammates. She said numerous times, as long as we're winning. But yeah, it was kind of fitting for her to get that block shot in a big play down there. She gave us a chance at that Florida game. She got 2 steals late in that Florida game too. So it's been other things other than points. But we're not here without any of these kids all the way down. We honor Delaney, all those kids. We're not in the position we're in without a whole bunch of people really pulling in the right direction all year for the last 3 years.
You mentioned Tolfree. Obviously, last 2 possessions, she drives, gets fouled, gets 3 out of 4. That's huge.
Massive. When they were scoring on the other end too. It was like bang, 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 bang. We just couldn't get a stop. So the answer backs to keep it in a 2-possession game, so important. So important. I thought she was clutch, and that's something that is rare. Not everybody's got the clutch gene. She's kind of got that clutch gene. She wanted it when she about turned it over on the inbounds pass. She sprinted right over to me and said, "You can throw it to me again. I promise I won't do that." I'm not sure I believed her or not, but I'm glad we didn't have to test that theory. But it's okay.
All good?
All right. Thanks, everybody.